Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and I want to show you how I make some circular photo masks. So let's get started. So I'm going to go up to File, New, and I'm going to create a print file, and it defaults to 8.5 inches by 11 with a resolution of 300, color mode RGB color, 8-bit, background contents white, color profile working RGB, square pixels, and I'll give it a title later. So let's hit create and let's get started. Okay, so you're going to come over to the layers menu and you're going to unlock your layer by clicking it, and I'm going to add a new layer. Then I'm going to come over here on the tools panel. There's a drop down menu, so I'm going to come over and down and I'm going to choose the ellipse tool, and I want a perfect circle. So when I click and drag, I'm going to hit the shift key and then I'm going to click and drag. That way it makes a perfect circle, and then I just release it. Then I'm going to come up here to the top. I don't want a stroke, so we'll leave the stroke at 0, and then the color fill, we'll just leave it at that color. And in the properties dialog box, I'm just going to decrease that down. So we'll come back over here to the layers panel, and I'm just going to rasterize this layer. So right click, rasterize layer. Okay, so I want my circle to be 2.75, 2.25 inches wide all around. So up here on the menu for width, you're just going to click and type in 2.75 inches, or enter, and we're going to do the same thing with the height. 2.75, enter, and so you have your circle the size that you want. And I want to do 3 of these like this, but before I do that, I want to create a mask to go over top of this. So I'm going to click over on the layers panel. I'm going to click the plus button or create a new layer. You can also do this by going to layer, new, and then layer. And I'm going to create a mask. So I'm just going to come over here to the brush tool, and I'm just going to choose a soft round brush. Under Photoshop has default general brushes, so under that I'm going to click the soft round. Just hit return or enter, and then use your brackets to increase the size that you like. And then I'm going to come over here to the color picker on the tools menu, and I'm just going to choose color like a light blue. You can choose any color, it's just something that's a contrast. Then we're going to come over here to the brush tool, and we're going to choose the default under general brushes. You're going to choose the soft round brush and hit return or enter, and then I'm just going to decrease it using the brackets, the keyboard brackets. I'm just going to decrease the size to about 400. I'm just going to increase it just a little bit, because what this does is, although you're clicking in the same spot, it's expanding and getting a little bit wider. So I'm just going to adjust it one more time with the right bracket to make it bigger, and just kind of go around the circle to where you see the small little highlights of the inner circle. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to right click and I'm going to click create clipping mask. And what this does is, if there are any pixels of the blue outside of the beige circle, the ellipse circle, then they won't go out there. They'll just remain inside the brown ellipse. So I'm going to click layer 1 is already highlighted, so I'm just going to hit shift, click ellipse 1, and I'm going to come down here, I'm going to link the two together. So now I want 3 of those circles like that. So I'm going to hit Command J or Control J on a PC, and now I have another circle. Well, I'm going to make sure that the layer copy and the ellipse copy are both highlighted, and then I'll hit Command J, and that way it copies both of those. So now I have 3 circles, 3 ellipse circles. And I'm just going to try to keep them within the margin of the 8.5 inch by 11 margin, because I'm going to print these out. Okay, so I have 3 images that I want to use because I want to insert them into these circles, and I'm going to be using the clipping mask on these as well. Okay, so this is my youngest son. So I'm going to hit Command C. First I unlock that layer, and I hit Command C or Control C on the PC. Then I'm going to come back over here to our file, the untitled file that we're working with. And I'm going to click on this first ellipse up here at the top. Okay, so I've clicked on the blue circle. And so now I'm going to hit Command V. Then I'm going to choose right click. And then I'm going to choose Create Clipping Mask. And then Command T, I'm going to resize this. And I want to resize it to fit into this mask. But I don't like how the square shows. So let me make sure that it's still Create Clipping Mask. Let me just make it bigger. Command T. So what I'll do, I'm just going to zoom in so you can kind of see what we have going on. You see those straight lines going across from the photo? Well, we don't want that. So I'm just going to go to the eraser tool, and using that, keeping the same brush, the general brush, the soft round brush, we're just going to erase just a little bit of it and see how it kind of starts to blend in, like softly. Just kind of erase the lines just gently, so it makes it look like it's a part of the photo, like it's supposed to be there. And just try to make sure that you don't take too much of it off. So let's zoom back out, and it looks like it's a natural part of the photo. We're going to do the same thing again. I just went over to the move tool. So I'm going to click on my other son's picture, my oldest son. So I'm going to hit Command C, and we're going to go back over here to Untitled. And I'm going to click on this vacant ellipse, and then I'm going to hit Command V, and we're going to hit right click, Create Clipping Mask, and then Command T, and we're going to Command or Control T. We're going to do the same process. Return. I'm going to zoom in, and then we're just going to take our brush, our eraser brush, and we're just going to erase a little bit of of the squared part of it, of the photo. Just so it can look like it's softly blended in like it's supposed to be. And this is a picture of him. A piece of the photograph got torn. So then I'm going to come over to this last vacant circle. I'm going to do the same thing. And then my other son, my middle son. So Command C, which is copy. Then we're going to Command V, which is paste. We're going to create a clipping mask. Command T so we can adjust the size, and we're going to grab these little handles, click and drag it down to size where we want it at. Make it just a little bit bigger. Just kind of zoom in. Okay, then we're going to zoom in to his photo. We're going to grab the eraser tool, make sure it's on that same soft round brush, enter, and then we're just going to softly erase some of those marks of where the picture was, so it just kind of blends in. Control Z or Command Z or Command 0, and basically you have it. And you can tweak it a little if it's not looking quite rounded off the way you want it. But overall, I think that's it. So you can leave the background layer at layer 0. You can leave it white, or you can change the color, or however you want to do it. And if you wanted to make these PNG files, you could just delete that and then just save your picture as whatever. So I'm just going to save mine as little stars. And the type I'm going to save as, well, first I'm going to still keep a Photoshop file saved. Then I'm also going to save it as JPEG. And then I'm also going to save it as PNG, because I might use these photos in something else in another project in the future. So PNG. And that's basically it. And so now you have your little photos that you can cut out. So I'm going to have these printed out in at like Walgreens through Shutterfly or something like that. And I'll just use my circle punch and punch them out. And then I'll have my little photos. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you'll like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, and see some of my other videos. So thanks for watching.